Hello, hola, mabuhay, crazy abangers. I'm back. Welcome back. As in, I'm back. I miss y'all, guys. I'm back la. I know you miss me. I read all your messages, and yes, I heard it. I'm back. Finally back. Back. Hello, universe. Hello. Yes. And for my comeback, guys, we are going to react to the preliminary closed-door interview of the 71st Miss Universe 2022. And for our first candidate, we are going to react to 𝙇𝙚𝙩'𝙨 of India, and then Dominican Republic, and Laos, and Canada. So 4 candidates for this reaction video. So I will not keep you waiting, but before that, if you are new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell to get notified every time I have a new upload. Oh, I miss doing this. See you. Let's do it.
In India, you know, I've grown up in different cities. So when I was in this one city called Kolkata, we used to celebrate this festival called Durga Puja. And there we create these pandals or structures, and they house the goddess in it. So when you enter the structure, you have this divine presence that you feel. And I grew up watching this, being immersed in that, going and visiting these structures. And I wanted to make that feeling, you know, accessible to people around as well. So I think that feeling of making people feel at home, feel more connected and centered to yourself, that's what in a way pursued me, you know, to study architecture. I would have to say the climate crisis. You know, throughout the world, we've seen that only when it hits close to home do we start to take it seriously. But we cannot be on the sidelines anymore. I think all of us in our own individual capacity has the power to transform our situation. That is why we're here. So even small actions like switching off the lights and fans, using recyclable products, they all help. In my own capacity as an architect, I try to go into ways where it is more sustainable, using local products. And that way we can really help.
She's connecting everything, right?
Yes, absolutely. I think we have tremendous human potential, and if we can all gather together and rally our brains to figure out ways to use local materials. You know, as an architect, you look at how sustainable villages are, you know, in terms of using mud and adobe bricks instead of cement or concrete to build their houses. In that way, we reduce the carbon footprint, and we're also being more sustainable in that process. Of course, you know, I am representing a country of 1.4 billion people, and, you know, Harnaz has done such an incredible job in being an impactful voice for all of us. She's shown how she's redefining what it means to be a woman in today's century, and it's definitely big shoes to fill, but it fills me with a lot of excitement because I come with a different kind of upbringing, a different kind of story, and I'm really passionate about making education accessible to all kids around the world, and that's something that I offer. So I'm currently working with a couple of organizations back in my country, one of which is Teach for India, where I go to classrooms where, you know, there are marginalized communities, vulnerable people, and we motivate them to learn, to study, to educate. I also do talk shows and podcasts where we talk about issues which are very pressing, like access to equitable education, and we want to make that, you know, more heard to people so that they know that this is a problem and we can all volunteer and do our bit to make this, you know, less of an issue in our country. I would say the disease to please. Because, you know, growing up, I changed about 6 schools and I lived in 5 different cities. And I would try to morph myself into a version that could be likable by another person, to try and fit in, to feel like I belong. But I think over the years, I've realized that there's great strength in owning who you are. And there's tremendous power in just staying true to your dreams. Even if you have to stand alone and walk that path alone, it's absolutely fine. You will find support along the way. But you can't dishonor that calling that you get from within. So that's been my learning.
Amazing. Well, I'm not surprised that she entered the top 16. she did very well in the interview, right? My only concern is that during the preliminary competition, I really don't like her gown. That's my honest opinion, but this is a different story. I know that she's going to slay the interview, and yeah, it shows. This is 50% of the scoring, I believe, so amazing. What I love about her is she's offering a different story other than harnas, right? So she's a fighter, she's doing a lot of things, she's making a difference in her community, she's doing her job, she's making a productive brain in her country, and that is something to be proud of. Amazing, Devita. Congratulations. Wow. Okay, wow. I love it. And I learned that she's an architect, right? Sustainable architecture. Bravo. Okay, up next is Lao.
Yeah, so right here, I am a Hmong girl that born in Laos. So whenever I turn this side, you're gonna see a Hmong pattern and a Lao skirt. So you're gonna know like, oh, she's a Hmong and she's a Lao, Hmong Lao. Yeah, so this is two part of me. I am Hmong and I am Lao. It means a lot. Like in my community, Hmong community, we have the culture that kind of sad for girls because as a society that label our women to be what we should act or what we should do. Like we always say, we cannot say no and we cannot choose our own path. Like parents, husband, your partner, they kind of have control, like control on your life. If your parents say you have to get married, then you're kind of like, yes. Yeah, if your partner say don't do this, don't study, you have to be a housewife, take care of the kids, you cannot do things that you're passionate about, and then you're kind of like, okay. So, you know, it's pretty hard. And I really want to change this kind of, you know, things because it's so hard because what I have seen, like my cousin, she like when she get married and it's kind of very toxic and she want to come back home and their parents, their cousin didn't accept her. They said, ew, it's a small thing. I live with your father for like 30 years and it's a normal thing. Go back to your husband, don't come to us. We have nothing to do with it.
This is really
So
happening.
somebody they end up with commit suicide because they cannot, you know, get out of that toxic life. So it's pretty hard because as a Hmong girl or Lao girl, we are very shy, you know, they don't have confidence. So when I'm here, people kind of look up to and they kind of like, oh, like, how can you get there? And how come you're so confident? You know, so being a Hmong girl, it's very important for me. And especially here, this title, it's very important for me to inspire, to pull them up, to help them to get to another level.
Amazing.
Better themselves. Yeah, that they can do anything. They can choose their own way. They can, you know, they can grow outside of the condition of, you know, the life that they grew up in. Yeah, and they can create their own path. And they have the right to choose what they want and what they really need in their life. That's right. Actually, I started teaching English when I was like 16, but I started to open an online class, like, you know, doing as a professional when I was like 17 years old after I about to graduate my high school. So when I started to learn English, I feel like it really helps me to, you know, get into the resources on online. So I feel like English is a problem in my country. In Laos country, only 5% of them can speak English. Yeah, so
she knew everything, the statistics.
I need to help my community. I need to help my, you know, the people, the children, to get good at English, so they can work. Because like nowadays, work and everything, we need English. And I always believe that if you know English, it's not just a key for you to get success, but it's a tool for you to be success.
And if you know English, you'll be like a tiger with wings, very, and you know you're gonna fly very high. So that's why it gives me a passion to teach, to motivate others to keep studying. Yeah, to not just teach lesson, but inspire that they can do it, because I did it for a month and they can too.
Amazing. Okay, so Lao won the spot because of votes. But I think with this kind of interview, I think she has something unique to share to the universe. This is somewhat like very inspiring. This is a story that the universe need to hear. That this is really happening. This is a real situation in her country, and she's doing something to inspire other girls to get up, to be inspired, and to make difference in the world. So amazing. This is the after so many years, Lao entered the semifinals, the top 16. So I'm so happy for Lao. She did a very good job. Okay, so up next is Dominican Republic.
Because it was the first time that I stepped out of my house by myself. I went to the US with my family and my brothers, but I was surrounded with my family and my nuclear.
I like her hairstyle.
Community, but when I went to Spain, I had no resources. I went there on a beca, which is basically like their school gives you the money to go, and so I was very fortunate. It was challenging because I was the only one there that was in that situation, so I felt like I had to prove myself more, get the better grades in during the time. But honestly, I learned a lot. I think it was transforming in a way that I learned that I was more independent. I learned how to cook different things on my own over there.
She's so natural.
It honestly shaped into the way that I am, and now I want to travel the world, and it kind of like inspires something in me for travel. Because it's my everyday life. It's something that I live every single day. When I first came to the US with my family, I left all my family in Dominican Republic, and I went back a year and a half later for summer vacation. And when I went back, I went to play with my cousins, and I went to look for them, and she was married to a very older man than her. And so in that moment, I was mad. I think I was mad because I wanted to play, and she was not able to play with me. But now I realize she should not have been a mother or a wife. She should have been studying and playing with me, because I was, what, 14, 15? And so I think having that experience shaped me and said, this is what we all live, and this cannot happen. So I want to make sure that I can do something every single day to help that not happen. I would say sometimes public speaking, I still have an accent, and so sometimes I get nervous about not saying or pronouncing a word correctly, but I try to put myself out there every single time, and sometimes I might say 3 instead of 3, but I kind of get that now, and it's okay, so I kind of laugh it up and keep going.
She's
but I would say
pretty,
that's
Dominican
something that
Republic.
still tweaks me there, here and there. It was really hard, honestly, because, you know, coming from DR, it's a very collective society. We all know our neighbors, we all help each other, and I had all my family with me. So when I went to the Bronx, it was very different. You know, I didn't know any of my neighbors. Nobody said good morning to me in the elevator, so I really didn't know the language. It was difficult to kind of adapt to that. And, you know, being there with only my dad and one of my brothers was difficult. I had to become my mother for that. I had to learn how to cook. I had to do after-school programs and all that. So it was a very different shift from my life in Dominican Republic to go to the Bronx. But honestly, I think I will do it exactly again, because if that didn't happen to me, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't have been more determined and like able to adapt more to things that happen in my life. So yeah, it was amazing. Wow, there's so many. I would say Mama Tingo. And Mama Tingo was a woman who fought for the rights of people who worked in the caña fields. I don't really know, a sugar cane. Sugar cane fields in Dominican Republic. You know, she was a woman that came from poverty. She was a black woman. She was like, we had to empower each other, and we had to protect our people in our small towns. And I think that power sets forward a lot of women. And, you know, I think a lot of times in the Dominican Republic, we don't give enough acknowledgement to women who have done things for us and for like our society. And I think she's one of the first women who did it. And I think I would love to emulate her energy and her strength to put forward like my story, but also others in Dominican Republic for sure. Oh my God, I would say that your background or your future does not determine where you could go. You know, your background and your past cannot determine or cannot limit you more than that, right? You cannot say that anything that you have gone in life can put you in a box. You have to step out of it. And I think for me, that would be my my message, I guess. That doesn't matter where you come from, how less resources you have, you can go forward in life, but if you have the determination and the courage to do so.
Amazing. Wow. Oh, so aside from that, her appeal, her aura is radiating during the interview. I love her hairstyle. I love her look. I love her outfit. She looks so beautiful. And yes, that's the first thing that I noticed. And aside from that, she's very eloquent. She can really express her thoughts very well. And it's conversational. I think all the things that she shared is based on her experiences and her learnings, studying abroad, and her whole journey towards being Miss Universe Dominican Republic. So I think she is such a natural speaker. She's so witty, and I'm not surprised that she entered top 16. I really do love her to be the winner, honestly. But during the top 5, I think 𝙤𝙤𝙪 really exudes the winning glow. So I'm still happy because 𝙤𝙤𝙪 is our new Miss Universe. And yeah, Dominican Republic is my ultimate bias during the top 5. That's it, guys. How about you? What do you think about this preliminary closed door interview? Okay, guys, don't forget to hit the like button, comment down below your thoughts, and if you are new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell to get notified every time I have a new upload. I miss you. See you again soon. Bye. Hello, universe.